Hello, 8th grade science. These are the directions for the assignment called the Water Cycle Interactives. And so you're going to find that on Google Classroom. It's linked or looked right here. And there's kind of two different parts. So the first part is this Legends of Learning game, and I will need to update this link. I just realized that. So I'm going to pause here. No, I don't think I do. Ooh, let's see. Okay, it's loaded. So you're going to click Start. I think it'll work without updating the link. And so you're going to go through the water cycle. There's text here at the bottom, and this kind of aligns with these questions here. So we'll have the phrase that they're talking about. Like the first one is, the hydrosphere is the blank. The hydrosphere is, and then there's your blank, the liquid water component of Earth. And so that's kind of what I'd be looking for as your responses here. And you just kind of go through it. There's a little game built in for different levels where you throw water up at the clouds and things like that. It's fun, more fun than you think. But the assignment's really just kind of reading some of that text component and to understand some of the steps or processes of the water cycle. So that's how you play that. Pretty straightforward. The part I do want to go over next is part 2, and this is called the Blue Traveler. I like this part better personally. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be a water droplet somewhere on Earth where you're going to pick, and you're going to essentially travel through the water cycle. So you have different choices to begin your journey. We can start as a glacier, in a plant, in the lake, a river, in the soil, groundwater, so like underground, in an animal, in the ocean, or in clouds. So you're going to pick where you want to start, and then I'll kind of show you what it looks like. And I'm going to mute it just because I don't want you guys to have to listen to it over me. So we're going to hide this. So you're going to pick, you see all these droplets of different color. You're going to pick which one you want to start in. So let's say I start up here as a glacier. There's going to be some sort of multiple choice type question that you're thinking about. You don't really need to know this for sure. Just it's part of the game. So I'm a scientist who studies glaciers. I bet that's called a glaciologist. And then the part you want to pay attention to is this spinner. So this spinner is basically options for where your water droplet can go next in the water cycle. And you'll play this essentially for how many rounds? It's 10 spins of that thing. And so what you're going to do is you're going to tell me basically where are you at right now. So in this case, I am in a glacier. I'm going to hit the spinner. And you can see sometimes, and the options here will change depending on where you're at. Like I'm in a glacier, a lot of water stays in glaciers. So you can see 3 options are just to stay in a glacier. I could go to the clouds, I could go to the groundwater, or I could go to a lake. So let's hit the spinner and see where I go. I hope I go somewhere. No, go somewhere, go somewhere, go somewhere. I'm going to be stuck in the glacier. So I would just write stay. So if I go back to my assignment, nothing happened, right? Because I didn't leave. And then I would just say that I stayed. Let's see if I can get out of the glacier. And I might pause this and go back. So let me pause it and no, because then you guys will see the thing. So true or false? True. Okay. So let's get out of the glacier. I should start somewhere else. You can also see here on the left where you've been too, FYI. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck in the glacier again. But I need you guys to see a part. So if I were doing this assignment, because you might have this happen, I can just copy this row, right? I was back at the glacier and I stayed again. Yep. Sometimes water droplets stay here for a long time. It'll also tell you what round you're on, so to speak, here at the bottom. Glaciers. Oh, I don't know. Huh. Oh my gosh. Wow, I got those all wrong. Okay. I might pause this, but I want you guys to see what happens when you leave, because there's an important thing that you have to know about to write down. So I'm going to pause it. So I've just got stuck again. Each time you'd fill that out on your table. I was at a glacier and I stayed. If you stay. Oh, I'm going to move. I'm going to leave. Okay, here's the important part. So I'm going to the clouds, and with this website, it'll show you how you get there. So we're going to go through sublimation, where we go from ice directly to water vapor. You got to write that down. So I think this is my 5th one, right? I started in the glacier. What happened? I sublimated. So from a solid to a gas. I moved. And where did I move to? That would be the spot I'm going to start at. I moved to the clouds. So that's kind of what that looks like if you move versus when you stay. So if you stay, you don't need to fill this part out. If you do move, you need to fill out how you move there, what process. And they'll always have that kind of, I went to the wrong one, that little overhead thing. And then it goes away, so you have to make sure you're paying attention. And you're going to fill that out. So each round of the game, you're going to do it a couple times. So you'll play the game, you'll do all 10 rounds, and it will tell you you're done. Then you're played again because you should start probably at a different spot, and then you're played a third time. And I know that sounds repetitive, but what you're going to find out is each kind of trip through the water cycle is different. Because the water cycle, a lot of times when we think about it, we think it's a circle. Cycle means circle in our heads for some reason. And in the water cycle, it's not a circle. It's not like I have to go from the clouds to this next step. It doesn't always go in that order. It kind of is like more of a maze where everything kind of crisscrosses and goes around. And that's just because of the way water moves. So that's kind of what we're getting at with this part here, as well as just learning some of those steps. And then there's some conclusion questions there at the end once you played the game. So that's your assignment. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.